Watch the ride.
Hey everybody, if you remember a while ago I did an unboxing and a sort of review type thing, although I hadn't used it at that point, to make that clear, of this Tacklife rotary tool, because I used a Dremel before. You know, they're a lot more expensive and you don't get nearly as many accessories included like this, which has been indispensable. I love this cord. And funny enough, that'll actually fit onto the Dremel, I've discovered. It's the same fitting, exactly the same. So you can use the Dremel fitting tools on here. And equally, you could use the Tacklife fitting tools on the Dremels. But anyway, so people said to me, hey, you've had it for a while now, can you let me know how you found it? It's funny you should say that, because up until now, I would not have said anything bad against this. I would have said, yeah, it's cheaper than a Dremel, it seems just as well made. The only thing that it just didn't have the same RPMs, it didn't have as much oomph in the motor, but for general work, once it's up to speed, particularly wire wheels and things like this little wire wheel, you use these at a slow speed anyway, it's been fantastic. Until literally yesterday. So I'm going to put it into its slowest setting. You've got an on-off switch here, and you've got a switch for variable speed here, 1 to 6. Well, I'm going to put it on and 1, and I'm going to move it up very slightly, and you'll find the problem. Oh, well there we go, we're at 1 and nothing's happening. I think you get the idea. He's got a mind of its own now. Before, it was only giving me problems between sort of 1 and 2, and now it seems to be all over the place. I think the reason for this is there's some metal filings or something I've got inside into the variable switch. Now, when that happened with my Dremel, it welded in one place and it would only get 1 speed. This is still being variable, so I'm hoping if I take this apart quickly, blow it out with an airline, I should fix this problem. Because if that is all it is, this has been a fantastic little tool for the price. And compared to a Dremel, other than the Dremel having a lot more, well not a lot more, but quite a bit more oomph for things like die grinding, it doesn't stall out quite so easily as this. This is absolutely as good. But, we're going to fix it first. As I say, the exact same thing happened with my Dremel, so I can't say that this happening with this makes this a lower quality, because as I say, the Dremel had the exact same thing happen to it. Attachment off and unplug it. This is an obvious thing to do, but make sure you've unplugged the right one, because I've got multiple plugs here and an extension lead, and I have before now thought I've unplugged something, gone to move it, and it's gone and you're like, oh, other plug. Okay, that might save your life. Alright, let's get in here and have a look. Yes, this is voiding my warranty, but I want to know more than I care about the warranty, because I know I'm not going to break this. It'll go back together. I'll probably even fix it. I'm going to put these here in the same order, just in case the sizes are different. Oh, and thank you to the multiple people who told me in that review that the bit that I thought was a badly formed drill bit was in fact a plunge bit for things like drywall. That's why it has that standoff router bit. I did wonder that at the time, sort of half, but then was like, no, that doesn't look like it would do the job, but apparently that's what they look like, so I learned something there. I do, though, wish people would read the comments and not get the same comment again and again and again and again and again. Right, I think I probably need to take the brushes out as well. Okay. They look alright. Left and right. Oh, that wasn't on properly. That could even have had something to do with it. that spade connector was, and there's some black marks on the end, it was barely held on, it wasn't pushed down nearly enough. That, because the shrink wrap goes way beyond the end of the spade connector, was not actually on properly. I mean, yeah, that's on better, but that one was not. So could that have been the problem? Maybe. I'd like to get inside there though. These bearings look like they should be replaceable if they're needed to be, and that's an important thing to bring up because this one, well actually this is supposed to come out. I don't know, it seems to be stuck on this now. That is one thing to mention. That core used to come out of here, and now it just seems to be stuck because you just better pull this out on its own. So I don't quite get what's going on there. But yeah, the bearings in there have become a little bit rattly, but other times it seems to be okay. So it's variable up until this point, and then it clicks and that engages to give the full power. So I'm just going to get the airline and blow this out and hope that if there is anything in there it comes out, although I have a very strong suspicion because of how I moved that around and how easily it came off that was the problem. Just going to trim down the end of that so I can push it down, just the rubber bit off, so I can push it down onto the pin properly. There we go, that's more like it. Right, that was sat on top of there. There we go. Once you get it all in line, it's easy. Back in, and the cap's over. Same on the other side. Put the clip back on because I'm that confident I'm not taking it apart again. Let's plug it in. Off. Okay. I think that switch was more recessed before. Whoops. But that's not a huge problem. Because this hangs up anyway, so that actually might make it slightly easier for me to get to that switch. But yeah, that seems to have fixed the problem because it's... So there you go. I'm pretty sure that was just that loose cable because of that piece of sleeving heat shrink being too long and it wasn't pressed on properly in the factory. So, what do I think of it now? Well, it's still cheap. It still works really well. This is really handy and all the accessories and things you get with it are really good. The Dremel did go wrong quite quickly, but that went wrong because a piece of metal got inside it. This got wrong because it wasn't put together properly in the factory. That's probably not a huge surprise. It was working when it left, obviously, and it was working up until at some point that connector just got a bit of a jar and it popped off. Or it was popping off, and that was what was causing it to cut in and out. And the banging was helping. So yeah, I'm still happy with it, not a problem. I have no issue with taking something apart and fixing something like that if it saves me, 50% of the cost of the item. I don't see any reason they'll have any more problems. So there you go, I hope that answers the questions. I've had it for about 2 or 3 months? I don't know, look at the age difference between these two videos. I'll put a link to the full review of this in the description and at the end of the video. Well, there you go. Thank you very much for watching. Leave a like if you found that interesting. Subscribe to the channel if you're not, because I know 6 in 10 of you are not subscribed who watch my videos, so it would be really helpful if you could hit that subscribe button, maybe even turn on notifications, and I'll catch you next time. Bye-bye. This channel is made possible by the support of the audience. Please check out the links in the description and all the different ways you can help support the channel. Any help is greatly appreciated.